I had to kick my girlfriend out of my house because she was scaring my brother. I'd like to start saying that English is not my first language, so if I make any mistakes I would like to apologize beforehand. So on to the situation. My girlfriend, 23F, and I, 24F, have been together for 2 years now. My family always loved her and she even had a good relationship with my brother, 16M, as well. Last year my brother was diagnosed with a certain disease that almost took his life. My brother always have had a low immune system, which made everything even worse. My brother are still recovering, but in a much better condition right now, but unfortunately he ended up losing his sight on both eyes. Legally speaking he can be considered blind right now. When social isolation started to happen because of the most recent events, I decided to speak with my parents about how it would be better if my brother lived with me by the time being. My parents agreed happily. They both are essential workers and they wouldn't have much time to stay with my brother. He is still getting used to his new life as a blind person, and still adapting on how to live with it. If he needed help with anything my parents wouldn't be able to help. And also because my brother already have a bad immune system and it wouldn't be a good idea for him to live in a house with our parents who would constantly be dealing with patients who may or not be sick. I can work from home and I also have a lot of free time, so if he ever needed help I would be more than able to help him, so it was a win-win situation. I also invited my girlfriend to live with me. She have a very good house of her own, but we could be together, so why not, right? Everything was good and fine, but recently I started to notice that my brother became to not be himself anymore. I mean, even with all of this happening with him he was always cheerful and happy, and always trying to look at the good side in all of this, but recently he started to become more shy and introverted when my girlfriend was around, and I found that strange. Yesterday I was in my living room reading a book and my brother was at the kitchen drinking a cup of water. My girlfriend approached him and just said good morning. She just got up almost 7:30 a.m. I noticed my brother get scared. I thought that was just an isolated incident. She must have caught him by surprise, so I didn't pay much attention to it. But today I was hearing music while preparing our lunch and my brother was sitting on the kitchen talking with me. I noticed someone approaching and I saw that it was my girlfriend. When she noticed we were hearing music she started to walk slowly as if she didn't want to make sound. She bought behind my brother and quickly held his shoulders and shouted, "Hello there, how you're doing?" My brother said he wanted to stay alone and went to his room. I was pissed at her. I asked her what did she thought she was doing by scaring him that way. She told me that she have read on the internet and also from her mother that scaring a blind person is a good thing because it makes them more aware of their surrounding. I started to connect the dots and asked her for how long she have been scaring my brother like that. She told me around 2 weeks, up to 3 times a day if possible in her words. I was seeing red at that moment. I asked her to never do that again. It didn't take much. It was almost 4 p.m. today and I was watering my garden when I heard my brother shout. When I got back inside he was shouting to my girlfriend, "Leave him alone." I ended up getting in a fight with her. I tried every single thing that I could to show her that it wasn't okay to do that to a blind person and she needed to stop or else she would have to come back to her house. She promised me to never do it again. Tonight I was making dinner and she did again. I didn't know what to do anymore. We got into a huge fight and I ended up telling her to go back to her house. She argued with me that I was being unfair and he is just trying to help. I still refused to let her stay, and she just went to her home. She have been bombarding my cell phone the entire night about it was wrong for me to do that and I should have never kicked her out because something so trivial as that. I haven't been answering and I don't even know how to. I feel like I shouldn't have just kicked her out of my house, but I don't feel like it would be a safe space for my brother if she just goes around scaring him. My brother told me he didn't say anything to me before because he didn't want cause problems as he was a guest. I don't think she would stop if she came back. She have a history of being a little bit stubborn sometimes, but never something like this that would affect other people. I don't know how to respond to her. Should I let her back at my house but setting some ground rules? Should I not allow her back until my brother are back to my parents' house? Otherwise than this she was always a loving girlfriend and always treated me and my family with nothing but respect and love. I don't know how to go on from this.
Relevant comments. The_last_Basilope. Do you honestly want to be with someone who thinks it's okay to emotionally traumatize a blind person, especially someone who is recently blind and already dealing with more than enough emotional trauma from that? Your girlfriend is cruel. Knowingly, deliberately, maliciously cruel. At the very least, never have her around your brother again or he'll stop trusting you like he no longer trusts her. Tampon Biscuit 1720. Both you and your brother have clearly let Het know that what she's doing is not okay. She makes you feel bad for even asking her to stop, lies and says she won't donate again, then scares him the same day. This is clearly having a big effect of your brother's life. He is vulnerable and is already having a hard time, and now he feels the need to fight off someone who is bigger, older, and abled. She is being borderline abusive. My advice, break off any connection with her and keep protecting your brother from any harm.
Update. Hello everyone, I would like to thank you all for your time and of course for commenting on my original post, and would like to thank you all a lot for your advices. I would like to start by saying that I decided to get in contact again with my girlfriend, and I decided to talk to her. Of course I didn't let her back into my home, and I wanted to talk on any other place than there. She called me to go to her house. I started by asking her where did she get the advice that she saw on the internet that said that scaring blind people was a good thing to be done. She was very reluctant to tell me, but when I pressured her a little more she ended up telling me. Apparently theirs is no article, no research, no elaborated study, nothing. The advice she got came from a friend of hers on Facebook chat, and she just went along with it. She also told me she lied about her mother telling her that. To clarify, her mother is a social worker where we live, so she thought that if she said that her mother had also said that it would make her friend advice a little more credible because she couldn't find any article or study. I tried to ask her about why would she think that her friend advice was good when she could nothing to corroborate it. She didn't want to answer. I asked her then why would she ignore me when I told her to stop and kept scaring my brother. She told me that she didn't thought that I would find it that bad, and that if I really loved her I would just ignore it because she was trying to help, and that she feels that I don't love her because I would choose my brother over her just because now he is a crippled, her own words, on something so trivial, and that he should grow up and deal with his problems himself, and I as her girlfriend should be on her side always. Of course I was very angry at this answer, and we ended up getting on another fight. On her words I shouldn't have asked my brother to come live with me, but as I ended up asking he should just be quiet and obey and accept what we do because we know better for being adults. Before going to her house I took some people advice, and I decided to ponder aboard our relationship until that moment. And looking back I could see a lot of things I believe I didn't want to see. First, every single approach on our relationship was taken by me. Want a date? I was the one inviting her. Let's go see a movie? I always had to be the one to invite. Romantic time? I had to start always. Looking back the entire relationship looks one-sided. Second, she doesn't look like she cared much about boundaries from the start. She disregarded every single boundary I've had before. I never took much action about them because they were small things. I believe that if I had made myself more clear before it wouldn't get to a point where it would cause problems to my brother. I made a decision. I didn't want to break up, but if we were to continue a relationship with her, all of this would have to change. I talked with her and told her that I didn't want to break up, but if we were to continue a relationship, first she would not be allowed near my brother and wouldn't be welcome to my house when my brother is there. Second, she would have to apologize to him and promise, and this time respect that promise, that what was done wouldn't happen again. And third, she would have to go to counseling with me. Those were my terms, and if we were to continue together things had to change. She got mad at me, cursed me, told me I was an idiot to choose family over her, and that I was crazy to end a relationship over this. I talked with her about those things I mentioned earlier, and she called me stupid, that this is what a good relationship looks like. Of course we got on another fight. In the end she wasn't willing to compromise and make the relationship work. So, I decided to end things. Yep, we broke up. Of course I left her house being called a lot of names. I blocked her on both my cell phone and social media, and right now I'm focusing on my brother. It hurts a lot that the person that I've been calling the love of my life recently could be that cold, but I guess it was for the better. A lot of you recommended therapy and counseling for my brother. He is already on it. Before coming to my house he already was on it. I would like to thank you all for advice. I don't think I would have ever looked back at my own relationship if I haven't got to that point, and I don't think it would be safer to continue in that relationship anymore. She already disregarded boundaries with me. I didn't do nothing about it. And it got to a point where it ended affecting very bad my brother, and I feel very guilt for that. Thank you all for your help, and for your kind words of comfort. Edit. It looks like a lot of people are misreading or didn't see on my original post. I am also a woman, and my girlfriend is a woman as well.